You're listening to the Marne Report.
Well, hey, Fort Stewart-Hunter Army Airfield, Molly here, and
it's Kevin, and it's late.
It is late, and we are here with your latest edition of the Marne Report, and this one is a little bit special because we are sitting in the Emergency Operations Center on Fort Stewart. It is currently 11:09 p.m., and we are here with our friend Beau Bradley from the Directorate of Plans, Training, Mobilization and Security. How are you, Beau?
Hey, Molly, how are ya?
Doing all right for such a late night.
Yeah, it's been a long couple days.
But hey, I got a question, because obviously we're here. It's super late at night. We are weathering Hurricane Ian in the EOC. Can you tell me a little bit, first of all, about why we're even here right now?
Well, the Garrison commander decided to activate the Fort Stewart Emergency Operations Center to monitor Hurricane Ian because it started getting large very quick, and it turned into a Category 4. So with the projected path, he wanted to activate 24-hour operations to monitor it and to make sure both Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield remain safe.
Now tell me, how on earth did Beau Bradley get in to DPTMS and working in the EOC at 11 p.m. at night?
Well, I've been a part of the Garrison for quite some time, but in 2020 during COVID, I had a career opportunity come forward, and I decided to apply for this position, and it's the Emergency Contingency Planning Officer for DPTMS. So, part of my responsibilities, I'm the Hurricane Action Officer, and I've developed a lot of hurricane tabletops. I've had some good partnerships with Mr. Tony Flieger, who assisted me throughout my 2 years here, and we just try to better prepare the installation, whether it's in exercises, tabletops, or just networking with our local emergency managers in the surrounding communities.
That's very cool, Beau. I mean, to have this career change coming into planning for events like this that we're experiencing real world right now, I mean, how often do we do these kinds of 24-hour operations? I mean, when was the first time you, Beau Bradley, did a 24-hour op like this for this kind of an event?
Well, as a soldier, a lot of time working in the field on exercises in real-world type of events in Iraq. But I think it was 2014 when we had the tornado here at Fort Stewart. I was with another directorate, but we went into operations for about 2 days, if memory recalls, and then other hurricane opportunities during recovery with the other directorate. But now here, this is the first time since 2019 that we've been in 24-hour operations.
So yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, tornadoes. Tornadoes are the ones you can't predict. Hurricanes are the ones you see coming. So for 24-hour operations like we're in right now, we've been in it a little bit longer. We're going to be in it a little bit after it's gone. I mean, there's a rhyme and a reason for what we do when it comes to 24-hour operations, to planning for emergencies. I mean, why do we plan? Why do we have to plan for emergencies?
Well, just like being a soldier, our garrison with our first responders, our law enforcement professionals, our firefighters, our medical professionals, we have to train all the time, and we're here now. So all of the exercises that we've done previously and all the plans reviews, we're putting it to effect tonight. And that's why we do these training. That's why our law enforcement officers train. That's why our firefighters train. And if you're thinking that you're going to go into a career field like this and just sit behind the desk for 8 hours and shuffle paperwork, real world opportunities come, and we had no idea that Ian was going to come this way, but it is the peak part of hurricane season, so it's not unnormal. And we're coming to the end of National Preparedness Month, and luckily this garrison's the garrison is ready, and probably the best garrison I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, I second that. I definitely second that. So in the EOC, I mean, there's a reason why we all, gather here, and there's several different directorates that gather in the EOC, truly to combine forces to make sure that everyone on Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield is safe and informed. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the agencies that are here in the EOC with us and the reason behind them being here?
Well, we've got 3 levels of EOC operations, and because of the path of Ian, the Garrison commander activated what is called a level 2. So a level 2 EOC is a smaller operation, and currently we have DPTMS, we have DPW, Public Affairs, and our DES personnel in here, and we're just monitoring the storm in case it takes a turn. DES is monitoring the roads, DPW is monitoring the electrical grid, DPTMS is watching her evac system and in contact with the SWO. So if anything changes, we'll get on the horn and we'll contact the Garrison leadership and we'll go from there.
So we're at a lower level of activation because the storm isn't quite as threatening. What would a full-scale activation look like for the Emergency Operations Center?
A full-scale EOC activation would have all the major directorates here at Fort Stewart, to include such stakeholders as RMO, the staff judge advocate, the chaplain, ACS, DFMWR, and this is just a central hub for any type of activity and to keep the Garrison commander informed of any changes. If it was to take a different type of change and impact Fort Stewart, after we would go through the event, then we would transition into recovery operations, which would consist of, DES, fire, law enforcement, emergency services, engineers, DPW, etc. So the work is not done, and it won't be done for another couple days.
So you're anticipating possibly, Ian, fortunately for us, doesn't look very threatening. We're going to have impacts, wind, rain, flash flooding. There's been some debris on the roads already, small debris. I saw some driving here when I came onto my night shift, which we still got a couple hours ahead of us. But the fact that we're in 24-hour operations, watching the storm come, we're still going to have to do on the back end after the storm leaves.
Yes.
We're going to have to do stuff, which, unlike a tornado, we don't know it's coming. We see it, we sound the alarm, and then we go into 24-hour ops. We're instantly in recovery. So here in this hurricane, we're on both ends. It's like bookends, right?
Right. We don't know with the projected path. We really don't think we're going to have a lot of impacts, but it could happen. But as it starts pushing through, you're going to start seeing the weather improve just a little bit, and then the Garrison commander will be given what we call a common operating picture, and then he'll make further decisions on the way ahead for the next 24, 48 hours.
And Hunter Army Airfield also has an EOC that we work with directly, correct?
They do, but Hunter Army Airfield is called an operations center. There is one EOC, and that's building 1237 McFarland Avenue, which we are currently in.
Cool. Yeah, I just want to make sure that everybody knows. It's truly a one-team effort that we are working together here on Fort Stewart, and we've got teams working together on Hunter Army Airfield. If you guys, just to paint a picture of this room that we're sitting in right now, it's a bunch of cubbies with computer screens. We've got TVs on. There is the video conferencing happening where we can actually look and see the personnel at Hunter Army Airfield that we are communicating with, just to make sure that everybody is on the same page, communicating the same messages, and really truly making sure that we're keeping everyone safe in the area. I have to tell you, this is quite the experience for me to be in the EOC. It's pretty new for me as well. And I will say that it's a pretty cool thing to be able to sit behind the scenes and see the sausage being made, I guess, if you want to call it that. But Beau, do you have anything else that you would like to add?
So I just wish that everyone follow the U.S. Army Garrison social media platforms for the most up-to-date information. Have the confidence in the leadership because, like I said before, we train for a reason, we're ready, and what a way to end National Preparedness Month, guys.
Absolutely, Beau, absolutely. What a way to end it with an actual event. And rumor has it, actually it wasn't a rumor because we let the folks know, there was supposed to be an exercise this week, which got canceled because of real world. So in the end, we got to practice our systems anyway.
Yeah, that is just, wild. Well, hey, Beau, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome,
being
guys.
on the podcast with
Yes, ma'am.
us this evening. Couldn't think of a better guy to spend our late night with in the EOC. Thank you so much for everything that you and your team does. And, we thank everyone who is sitting in this room because truly it is a pretty remarkable effort that we've got going on here. And that is it for this week's edition of the Marne Report podcast. Thank you all so much for listening. This is Molly.
And Kevin,
And we are signing off.
see you on the flip side.
Hashtag PAO rocks.
Are you looking for more places to get your news? Subscribe to the Fort Stewart-Hunter Army Airfield YouTube channel. As we add to this platform throughout the year, users will have access to installation tours, news updates, and plenty of motivating videos featuring 3ID soldiers and more. Visit youtube.com and search Fort Stewart-Hunter Army Airfield.